Sorry about the interruption. I will pick up from where we left off, and that was at the bottom of page 16, where they sat down and they were given some hot eggs and some oatmeal. After a few bites, the man welcomed the boys to the Children's Aid Society, introduced himself as Mr. Macaulay, and then asked them how they came to be here. Shane, the guilty party, wasn't really excited to tell the tale, but William had no problem offering all the details. Chapter 4. Mr. Macaulay listened carefully, occasionally stroking his enormous, bushy beard as William told them their story. When William was finished, he let out a heavy sigh just thinking about all that had happened and made him feel tired. Did Officer Sullivan tell you what we do here? Well, he told us you help kids, William said. Well, he's right, we do. We help a lot of kids. We help them in a lot of different ways. Some kids we send to school. We give some kids a cheap place to stay while they work in the city. But I have different plans for you two. Shane, I think that you would be a great addition to a farm family, especially since you already probably know some farming skills from potato farming in Ireland. We would like you to teach you how to grow some of our American crops, like corn, wheat, and also how to take care of animals, like cows, horses, pigs, and chickens. You can learn all of this at our farm school. It'd be very helpful for you to know these things, and it might not be such a shock from city life if you spend some time there first. It also seems like you could use some help getting rid of some bad habits, like gambling and stealing. We'll help you with that too. Then once you learn what you need to know, we'll send you on a train to a family who will love and care for you. Well, I guess that sounds all right then, said Shane. Well, what about me? Can I learn how to be an American farmer too? I'm afraid not. The Brayson Memorial Farm is only for older boys. You are much too young, but don't worry. Some family will want you just the way you are, Mr. Macaulay said kindly. William and Shane looked at each other nervously. You mean you're going to split us up? William cried, horrified, and scrambled to clutch Shane's arm tightly. Please, sir. I begged his dad that I'd look after him. Could you make an exception? I promised to look after him real good. No, I'm sorry, lad. There's a train headed to Indiana in a few hours, and William, you will be on it. Shane, you will leave for the farm tomorrow. Finish your breakfast now, and I promise to find you before you each leave, Mr. Macaulay said firmly. William leaned into Shane and began to cry. Shane sat in shocked silence, too upset to even finish his breakfast. They sat this way for a long time. Finally, Mr. Macaulay came over and told Shane to say goodbye to William and follow the older boys out of the dining room. Shane turned to William and said the only words that he knew that might give him courage and hope. Trust in God, honor your family, Irish strong. Then with one last sad look, Shane left. Those were some nice words, lad. Have you heard them before? Mr. Macaulay asked gently. William only nodded. You know, I've been thinking about you since I left your breakfast table. Here's what I know about you, William. You are from Ireland. You came here on a big boat, and when you got here, your father, a strong Irishman, was denied entry because he was sick. So he told Shane to take care of you. Is Shane also Irish? William nodded yes. I see. And then when you got in trouble on the street, Officer Sullivan brought you to me. Did you know that he is an Irishman? Yes, William said. He told me to say Irish strong, just like my dad. And do you know that I was born in Ireland? Mr. Macaulay asked, his big bushy eyebrows arching up. You were? William said excitedly. I was. Now it seems to me that since you left your dad, you've been passed into the hands of one good Irishman to the next, and I have no reason to believe why it should not continue. I have made arrangements, and I will be joining you on this afternoon's train. I will do my best to deposit you into a loving and, if possible, Irish family. Really? You would do that for me? William asked skeptically. He still wasn't entirely trustworthy of adults, but between Officer Sullivan and Mr. Macaulay, he might want to change his mind. I would. Now let's get clean and dressed. We don't have much time before we depart for the train station. A few hours later, William was standing under the awning of the Children's Aid Society, clean and smartly dressed. He watched the other children fidget nervously as they looked out to the muddy streets. The group was led by Mr. Macaulay, who